G'day, MP Numbers here, and today we're going to open Corset 2019 box. This box does come to me thanks to the guys at Area 52 Hobart, my local game store. For all my Australian friends, if you ever find yourself down south in Hobart, make sure you check it out. Definitely the best game shop I've personally had the pleasure of playing with. And they are working on an online store, so watch this space. Maybe we'll get some discount codes, maybe that kind of stuff. Now what we're going to do is we're going to split this box opening video into a bunch of little ones, just to separate it out so you don't have to sit through a whole box opening at once. For today's video, going out straight away, we're going to be opening 6 packs. Same thing again tomorrow on Saturday, and same thing again on Sunday. 6, 6, and 6. From there, the remaining 18 packs. Yep, remaining 18 packs. We're going to be doing 2 a day for the next 9 days. So make sure you jump on the channel if you want to see packs get opened. We're going to be doing it daily. As always, want to see comments, want to see how what you're thinking about the set, how you're feeling, what you've opened, you know, how'd your pre-release go, all that kind of fun stuff. Without further ado, look, let's just get straight into it. Let's go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Corset 19, what do we know so far? We know that we know all the cards have been spoiled for quite a while now. We know Nicol Bolas is going to be the big bad, and we've got all his Dragon brothers, or a couple of his Dragon brothers, sisters, and cousins in the set. The set is back to the Corset days, which we haven't seen for a while, designed to be a bit more player-friendly, a bit more newbie-friendly, a bit more watered-down abilities and keywords and that kind of stuff. Designed for mostly learning, which I think is a good thing, but the set actually seems exciting, like most Corsets, to be honest. Alright, let's just jump in. We'll check out the cards, see what we see. We've got an Uncomfortable Chill that will not float. We've got Uncomfortable Chill, which costs 3. Creatures your opponent control get -2 when we draw a card. The Goblin Motivator is a 1/1 that taps and gives that creature haste. Daybreak Chaplain's a 1/3 for 2 lifelink. Ew. Scholar of Stars is a 4-mana 3/2 that lets you draw a card if you have an artifact. Artifact matter seems to be a big thing, looking into the blue-white archetype. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out in draft. Oaken Form is an enchantment that gives +3/+3 for 3. Kind of like Branchwood Armor, which is also in the set. Interesting, both there. Doom Dissenter is a nice little guy. There's a really, looking at the spoilers, there's a really subtle red-black sacrifice archetype. So cards like this come in handy. I think, again, looking at draft, there's probably not quite enough sacrifice outlets, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. We've got the Star Crown Stag. He's a 3/3 for 4. And when he attacks, tap target creature playing defending player controls. Seems solid. Essence Scatter's back. It's a counter target creature spell. Strangling Spore gives -3/-3. I did mention this on one of my things, but one of the cards that I can never forget is Bile Blight from Theros block, which was black, target creature and all creatures with the same name get -3/-3. And that just gives me an example of how much the game has changed. You know, you're paying 4 mana for -3/-3 instead of 2 mana for +3/-3 with upside. I don't know. Interesting thought. Crash Shrew is back. This was in Armon Kit, I think. Yeah, you can tell by the artwork it's Armon Kit. Trample, creatures gain trample for 1 red. Diamond Mare is the colourless of the Horsey cycle, which looks fun. It's a 2 mana 1/3, and when it enters the battlefield, you choose a colour, and whenever you cast a spell, the chosen colour, you gain 1 life. Sure, whatever. Never going to play it. A Johnny's Pride Mate, solid 2/2 for 2 that does grow as you gain life. Sleep's back. Sleep's one of those cards I'll probably never play. I'll probably lose to a lot, or if I do play it, just going to play it wrong. Not really a blue mage, but hey, if that's what comes up, that's what we're going to do. Now, rare is the Gigantosaurus. Gigantosaurus costs green. It is a 10/10 vanilla creature. It's interesting. I do have dreams of first picking this in a draft and building mono green around it. I think it might do some things in the already existing mono green Stompy deck. It's cool. Now, one thing we need to talk about, this was actually brought up only just today, I think. Wizards announced that you'll have 14 cards. Then your final card will either be a basic land, a dual land, or a Nicol Bolas flip indicator, the one you put in your deck if you're not playing Sleeves, for example. Personally, I don't like it. Look, it's going to make drafts awkward because some people, this pack is going to be passed with 14 cards in it, or 15 cards in it. Every other pack, or at least a few of the other packs, are going to be passed with 14 cards. And when we get if you're doing a casual F&M draft, you've probably been there before where, you know, you get to the point, packs go skew. Everyone has to stop and count their packs to work out where you're up to, make sure everything's going neatly. That's not going to happen. We've got a Thopter token as well. There's a lot of Thopter stuff again, going back to that blue-white. But yeah, look, yeah, obviously, every single word I say, I'd love to hear your thoughts here. Let me know what you think of this change to the draft formats. Like I said, you get some packs will have basics, some packs will have dual lands, some packs will have a indicator for the nickel bolus. Tolarian Skull, that was in the last set. Act of Treason looks kind of exciting, but there's just not enough sack outlets for it. The Knight's Pledge is +2/+2 enchantment. Lots of a few decent auras, like not mind-blowing, but decent enough that they might see play even if it's wrong. The Oaken Form again, the Doom. So we're getting the same common run here. Oh, Centaur Course is back. It's a 3/3 for 3, which is just fine. As a limited player, it's a card that you're happy to have. No dramas. Vampire Neonate. It's a 0/3 that pays 2. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Yeah, it seems... Whenever I say each opponent, I think, you know, Commander, multiplayer, all that kind of stuff. The Aven Windmage is a 2/2 for 3 that whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, Aven Windmage gets +1/+1. So the theme for blue-red seems to be spells matter. There's a lot of cards like that, so that seems fun. This guy's back from Shadows. Explosive Apparatus. Deals 2 damage when you sacrifice it. It'll see play. It's one of those cards that sometimes you put in if you just don't pick up enough playables in your draft. Recollect costs 3, returns target card from your graveyard to your hand. Dryad Generator. Dryad Greenseeker. So 1/3 for 2. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may reveal it, put it into your hand. Interesting. The old switcheroo is back. I remember this one. A card that's never going to see play, but it's cute. And our rare is a Patient Rebuilding. It's a 5-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard. Then you draw a card for each land put in the graveyard this way. Yeah, I think looking at like all the sub themes, there's a little bit of a mill sub theme, I believe. We've got another Thopter, and this one had a forest. So yeah, if we were, in theory, and the actual rules from Wizards say basic lands out. So this pack could have 14, this pack could have 15. And it all kind of gets weird from there. Alright, pack 3, Revitalize. Gain 3 life, draw a card. That's probably the closest thing to a playable life gain card I've seen in a while. Frilled Sea Serpent is a 6-mana 4/6 that can't be blocked this turn if you pay 7. It's a way to sink your mana, which isn't bad, and get damage in. Lava Axe has the classic flavor text. Probably one of the best flavor texts in the game. It's 5 damage to target player, by the way. Knight of the Tusk is a 6-mana 3/7 Vigilance. Maybe? He's riding a Loxodon? Interesting. The Giant Spider is a 4-mana 2/4. This is obviously a flashback. It's not quite a Mammoth Spider, but it'll do. The Epicure of Blood, a 5-mana Epicure? Is that a word? 5-mana 4/4. Whenever you gain a life, each opponent loses 1 life. White-black seems to have life gains as a theme, which is pretty cool. Strangling Spores again. Marauder's Axe is a functional reprint of the Gauntlet that never got played in Kaladesh. +2 for 2 equipment cost. Shock. Love me a shock. Totally Lost. Fibblethip's back. Full, exactly the same art, exactly the same flavor text. Nice little throwback to everyone's favourite character from Ravnica. Dragon's Egg, solid card, 0/2 Defender. When it dies, you get a Dragon Whelp. Fountain of Renewal. Beginning of your upkeep, you may gain 1 life. Sacrifice, draw a card. Seems mostly unplayable. We got a Regal Bloodlaw, which is our white-black uncommon. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain life this turn, create a 1/1 black bat with flying. So it's a 2/4 flyer for 5, which is probably not quite where I want to be in a dedicated life gain deck. I'd probably play this in a draft. And we got the Apex of Power, another unplayable card here. I'm never going to play this in Limited. People might be able to do weird things in Constructed, but you know. Exile the top 7 cards you like. So it costs 10. Let's just start there. It costs 10. It's a sorcery that says exile the top 7 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-land cards exiled this way. Not for free, but you can cast them. But if the spell was cast from your hand, add 10 mana of any one colour. Definitely not going to see a play in draft. We got another land. So far we're 2 from 3 for dual lands in these packs. Liliana. I love this. I love the Liliana art from this set, if I'm going to be completely honest. Divination's still in the set. I think Divination's coming kind of a evergreen card. Active Treason, Daybreak Chaplain, we've seen this one. Scholar of Stars, draws cards, Plummets, good old Plummet. Great sideboard card. Mind Rot's back with the new art from Kaladesh. Wall of Vines, a 0/3 defender reach for 1. This card will come in from sideboards occasionally. Spark-Tongue Dragon. This one I don't know where I'm at. It's a 5 mana 3/3 at its base, which is not great. Like it's kind of like just below curve to tell you have 3 power for 5 mana. But it's got this awesome ability that you can pay 3 when it enters the battlefield, so you pay a total of 8, and you don't have to pay that until it comes into play. So if it gets countered, you don't have to worry about paying it, which is pretty cool. Good way to spend your mana in the late game. Vampire Neonate, we've seen. Starcrown Stag, we've seen. Ghostbark Twins, this guy's got Trample. It can block an additional creature each combat. 7/7 for 7. Yeah, it's solid. Ravenous Harpies, a 1/2 for 3. Flying, sacrifice another creature, put a 1/1 counter on the Harpy. Maybe, again, like I said, there is a red-black sack deck. I don't know how. I don't think there's enough support for it in a typical draft, but maybe we'll get a chance to play around with it. Poison Tip Archer is probably one of my favourite gold cards. It's a blood artist. Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. It's a 4 mana 2/3 with reach and death touch. So it's gonna play defensively. It's gonna at least take a few damage off a few life off your opponent as you go. And our rare is a Mystic Archaeologist. It's a 2 mana 2/1 that says 5, draw 2 cards. This one's probably going to see play if the format slows down. And basic land. So currently 50-50 for land, basic land versus dual land. Love to hear how your packs go. Are you getting a lot of dual lands? Are you seeing a lot of basic lands? Are you getting a lot of Nicol Bolas tokens? That'd kind of suck. Right, what's that? 4 packs down. 4 packs down. 2 to go for this video. So as I said, if you like seeing them, come back tomorrow. We'll do another 6. We'll keep going through till all these 36 packs are opened. Catalyst Elemental is a 2/2 for 3. It's sacrifice to add 2. No, thank you. Rustwing Falcon's a 1/2 for 1. Maybe. Flies. Disperse. 2 mana return target permanent, non-land permanent. 2-headed zombie has some pretty sweet art, if I do say so. Yeah, check that out. They're sewn together and extra arms. It's a 4/2 for 4 with Mass. It's going to see play. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it is definitely going to see play. Talons of the Wildwood is another one of these enchantments, cheap enchantments. Enchant creature gets +1/+1 and trample, and you can bring it back from your graveyard to your hand. That's probably more likely to see. Even though the effect is less, the rebuy is key. Jewel of the Cow, 2 mana that adds mana. Sure. Sky Scanner is enters the battlefield, draw a card, 1/1 for 3. Yeah, that'll see play. Snapping Drake's back. It's a 4 mana 3/2. Not a major fan of the artwork, but it's cool. It's cool, I guess. Alicia's Caress, 5 mana, destroy target creature, you gain 3 life. It's, I mean, 5 mana is what you expect to pay for removal these days, especially in black and unrestricted removal. Gain 3 life's a bonus, especially in these white-black decks. Oh, Manalith's back. Didn't even know that one was on the spoiler. It's a 3 mana that taps to add a mana. It's pretty big in Hour Devastation. Aegis, okay, I need you to tell me here. Aegis, how do you say this word? I've heard it a few different ways. Type it out in the comments. Let me know phonetically how you say it. I personally say Aegis. I think common people say, I think it's commonly referred to as Aegis, but that just doesn't make sense to me. But hey, I could be wrong. +1/+7 until end of turn. This card is bad. Draconic Disciple, our green-red uncommon. It's 3 mana for a 2/2, which is below par. Taps at 1 mana of any colour, which is pretty cool, but it's not fixing. I heard this on Limited Resources today, and I agree. It's not fixing, it's ramp, because you already have to have a green source and a red source to play the card, unless you're playing probably 4 colours. You can pay 7 and sacrifice it to create a dragon. That's pretty sweet. Plague Mare. I like the mare cycle again. I like the horse cycle. They're probably not actually that good, but it's kind of card I just want to get and play with. It's a 2/2. This is probably one of the better ones. So it's a 3-mana 2/2 that can't be blocked by white creatures, and when it enters the battlefield, creatures your opponent control get -1/-1 till end of turn. Pretty solid card. We've got the Detection Tower. Until end of turn, opponents... This is a rare. Wow. Until end of turn, your opponents and creatures your opponents control with hexproof can be the target of spells or abilities as though they didn't have hexproof. Probably going to play that. Alright, and for those keeping count, there's another dual land. So we are 3 and 2. If this last pack has a basic, it means it's a 50-50 split. If it has a dual, it's a 60-40 split. And if it has a Nicol Bolas token, then that just, I don't want to think about the maths right now. Alright, we've got another Divination. Saw that one. Goblin Instigator. I like this guy. It's one of the earliest cards spoiled. It's a 1/1 that brings another 1/1. There is a Goblin deck out there, I think, and we'll see play a lot. Dwarven Priest. It's a 4-mana 2/4 that enters the battlefield and gains 1 life for each creature you control. There is a white-red tokens deck, so maybe. Dwindle. Enchanted creature gets -6/-0, and when it blocks, destroy it. That's an interesting clause on that kind of ability we haven't seen before. Greenwood Sentinel is a bear with vigilance. Mind Rot, we know Mind Rot. Colossal Dreadmore for its 17th reprinting this year. Marauder's Axe again. Cavalry Drillmaster, 2-mana 2/1, enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2 and first strike. It seems okay. Shock is sweet. Blood Divination is our first uncommon? Yeah, Shock's not uncommon. 4-mana sorcery, sacrifice a creature, draw 3 cards. That's pretty cool. Although, I don't know how many creatures I have in. But again, black-red sacrifice deck, maybe. Gargoyle Sentinel, that's fine. Nothing exciting. Murder, well, that's our first pick from this pack. Unless our rare is amazing. It is Crucible of Worlds. That's, I believe, a money card. I don't know the exact costs, but if I'm drafting competitively, I'm taking a Murder here. And we got a basic land. So we're 50-50 on these 6 packs for this basic land count. Alright, that's video 1. By the time you see this, you might have been to your pre-release already, you might not. Let me know. Let me know how you've gone. Let me know what you've opened. Let me know what you're excited about with this set. All that kind of fun stuff. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow and we'll have another 6 packs opening. Thanks for tuning in and have a great one.